Man, I just picked up the coolest, I mean, I've built tons of them, the coolest 3D printed pulling tractor yet from MCV Products. I couldn't wait to get this thing unboxed and built. We're going to get the camera turned around, and I'm going to show you how this turned out. I'm going to take you pretty much step by step on building it also. You've got to check out these 3D pulling tractors from MCV Products. They are awesome. Let's get the camera turned around, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, I just want to show you how well this is packed. I mean, this is loaded with bubble wrap. Get this all out of the way. Got some stickers, model car videos, and MCV Products, same people, Matthew's YouTube channel, and where I picked up the pulling tractor, MCV Products. Here's more bubble wrap, and the tractor is in here. Get out of the way. Alright, it's packed real good. This is how it comes. Everything's in individual packages. These would be for your tires and wheels and mounting things like that. Got your seat, some side panels. Looks like part of the engine, but everything's packaged really nice. Of course, this has another engine with it. Rear tires and wheels. If you want to buy these separate, you can pick up these tires and wheels separate also. Another engine. Another engine. And here is the meat and potato. Check this bad boy out. Again, everything's wrapped really good. This slides right off. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty. Everything's nice and straight, like it should be. No warpage. It's nice and clean. It's not sticky. I've gotten 3D parts that are sticky and wet before. Everything's really nice. A little bit of sanding on that to take care of that and clean it up. But yeah, we're looking really good on this. I know it's hard to tell what stuff looks like inside the packages, so I always like to pull everything out and kind of show you up close what everything looks like whenever I'm doing an unboxing or an unpackaging. But the parts are very clean, ready to roll. I didn't really have to do anything to them to get them in primer. Primered everything in black. And there is the color I've decided to go with, white, from Tamiya. It was pretty interesting. I was wondering how the white would do covering over that black, and it did wonderful. There I am mocking up the 3 engines. Everything that's fitting together like a glove. No sanding, no nothing to get something to fit together. Everything just drops in. I'm doing some coloring here with some of my metallizer paints and my markers. Love the AK markers. Oh my gosh, I need to do a video on AK markers so bad. I've been using them now for almost 2 years and love them. But that MIG metal paint, love using that MIG metal paint. I've got a set of it, and I like using the colors straight out of the bottle, and I even like mixing too to get some other colors. There I am doing a little detail paint on the chassis, getting the rear end done, along with a few other things, making sure the rear fender fits on with the paint, and it just drops on like a glove too. There I am mocking up the engine and everything. What a fun build. These are so fun, and they go together great. A little detail painting on the engines. Engines are together. And this is my chrome paint I use. Everyone asks, what chrome paint do you use on your models? I use the Revell Chrome Spray. Love the Revell Chrome Spray. I'm working on a video on chrome paint. I think you guys will enjoy it when I'm done with that video. But that's the paint I use when I'm chroming something, and that's all the parts I chromed on this tractor. A lot of parts. There's my decals. Speaking of decals, here's where I got the decals. Custom-made decals from STS. So if you're looking to replace old existing decals or get something custom-made or just looking for some very nice decals, get with STS. And I ordered some pulling tractor decals, and I let them custom make them. I wanted to go with Bass Pro Shop, and I left the other 3 up to them. So there's my Bass Pro Shop. They did a Miss America, they did a Dirt Devil, and a Lady Liberty. And it's going to go on some of these here. Let me show you what I got going on. Alright, I got a bunch of stuff going on. Here's the green tractor I'm working on. That's going to go with the Bass Pro Shop. And I've got one I painted blue. I don't know if I'm gonna go with Miss America or put Lady Liberty on it. And then I've got a white one going on. Dirt Devil. I was gonna go red. I decided to paint it white. And I'm gonna put the Dirt Devil on there. Then I got some contingency decals too, which are nice to go on there. But those were my decals coming out of the package from STS. One layer, that's just one layer decal, covered everything great. Love their decals, and there they are, no clear or nothing over that. That's how the decals are, just laying down, and that's without solvent. My favorite pre-wired distributor are those Morgan Automotive Detail distributors. I think they're the best bang for the buck. They're the distributor I use on all my models. Love them. Are they the best distributor on the market? No. Are they the worst distributor on the market? No. Are they best bang for the buck? Yes. Morgan Automotive Detail pre-wire distributors. You can't go wrong with them. Just a little tip for you. There I am starting to get some parts onto the chassis. That's the glue I use when I put these together. You have to use super glue. Any super glue will work. That's just a tube of super glue I've always used for a long time. Works out great. There I am getting the front tires on. When I put the tires on, I like to square everything up, let it sit for a little while. Then I pull my bottles off and I know everything's square. Now I'm going to start assembling. I'm working on getting the front engine and shaft in. Now that's in. There's a top view of the drive shaft going back. Everything just dropped in. Again, no sanding, no nothing. Just dropped right in. There's the tanks that I chromed. Them dropped right in. Getting ready to put the two side engines on. And those will just drop right in too. I'm telling you, everything fits like a glove on these tractors. Super happy with them. And I think you'd be happy with them too. The pipes, make sure you get these pipes straight. There's the first pipe put on, or the exhaust pipe. Second pipe is on. I chromed those too. I think those look pretty good. And I'm getting ready to do the other engine. There's the third pipe on and the fourth pipe on. Boom, just a little dab of super glue. Make sure they're straight, let go. Keep your fingers crossed that it bonds up, and it did. Now I dropped my engines in. Again, those just plopped right in, super easy. Getting ready to put my little side pods on, and those go on and just hang on with those two little brackets. Super easy. Boom. Hang them on, and you don't have to put those on if you don't want to, but I thought it looked pretty cool with them on because some of my other tractors don't have those side pods. Rear tires, there's the two metal axles that I showed earlier in the unboxing. Put the rods into the rear tires. Make sure you get the tread pattern going right, and those are ready to now push in. I'll throw some super glue on there and just squeeze them on in. There's that axle up close. Boom, they're on, and I'll let them square up with those bottles. After your rear tires and wheels have set, it's basically done. This is just the order that I build it. These are super easy to move around. The best way to move them around is to just put your finger right in here, because this is all one piece, if you remember the roll cage along with the chassis or frame that you want to call it. So you just pick it up and you can move it. And then the other nice thing about these is your fenders, or your fender, since it's one piece, just slips right on. I'm going to do this with one hand. Goes right on and sits on there perfectly. No glue or anything. That's how I display mine or carry them around or show them. And I just pick it up with just right there. Then the other thing you can do if you want, what I like to do on these is I like to run a rod down here as a steering rod. Just kind of gives you a little something right there. I've had mixed comments on that. Some people will say, well, that's electric. There will be no rod going down. Other people like that touch. I like the touch. I think it looks good. You add something right there. And again, you don't have to do that. There's a couple of my tractors I don't have that rod. But ever since I started adding that aluminum rod, it works out great. Well, what do you think? Is this thing cool or what? Super simple to put together. Look great when they're done. You can detail the max out of these things. So sky's the limit on detailing. I just do basic detailing. Some cool custom decals, a little bit of wiring here and there, a little paint. Love these things. We'll see you guys on our next video on... We gotta be a little kid and play.